Hi there, I'm Alex Berthet here at the Heights School. Welcome to Mentor's Compass. Now today's topic is a very practical one. How to talk about topics of substance during a mentoring session. How to probe. How to know what you should zero in on. Now there's lots of ways to go about this, so by no means am I trying to communicate that this is the way to do it. And also, mentoring sessions can differ somewhat in their immediate purpose. They can range from purely relational, that is, getting to know each other, focusing more on the how per se of how you relate to each other as opposed to the what, that is, what is discussed. These sessions tend to be more targeted, more instructive, more practical in their topics. Now in either case, you may find the next time you're in a mentoring session that the following ideas might be of some use to you. Now we've all been there, right? You know it. When you're mentoring a boy and you're like, okay, we just talked about Tom Brady for 20 minutes, but does that count as mentoring? Or maybe you feel like you're playing a game of 20 questions and you're just getting one-word answers and the dynamic is similar to that of pulling teeth. Fair enough. Sometimes mentoring can be like that. And it might be that you're asking all the right questions. You've made ample time for chit-chat and rapport building. You've done work to earn trust, but you're still finding your mentee to be a bit quiet, guarded even. So here's a structured approach you might want to try in order to facilitate conversation. Now there's plenty of freedom to deviate and you can go where the wind takes you. But I think you'll find that the following will provide you with leads on areas to explore. Step 1, make some chit-chat. Follow up on anything noteworthy about your mentee. Follow up on some action item that you guys left off on the last time that you talked. Just make natural conversation. Duh. Step 2. Ask your mentee to rank on a scale of 1 to 5, with 5 being the best and 1 being the worst, how things are going in general in the different domains that make up his life. Academic, social, family, spiritual, physical, and moral life. Step 3. Based on his responses, explore. Oh, you gave yourself a 5. Sounds like things are going really well for you. Tell me about it. Can you identify what you're doing that's working for you to carry those same habits into other areas of your life? Or, so you gave yourself a 2 here. Sounds like you're aware of something that needs tending to. Tell me about it. And explore. It's going to give you plenty to talk about. Step 4. Break down the general domains into smaller subcategories that he can also rank, or at the very least that you can just check in on. So for example, you might want to inquire about academically. Is he meeting deadlines? Is he completing his homework? How are his study habits? Is he able to read in a focused and uninterrupted sort of way? Check in on his test scores. Ask him, how's your attention in class? How's your behavior in class? Hey, let's take a look at your notes. Are they neat? You doing any outside reading? I know you've got a lot on your plate, but Heights man should be doing some reading outside of school. Check in on his knowledge of current events. Right? There's a lot of stuff that you could look into. When you look at subcategories under the social domain, you can ask your mentee, hey, have you made any new friends lately? You done anything nice for them? Any acts of service? How are you being generous with them? Are you praying for them? Things that bring friends together. Do you have any new interests that you're looking into, or hobbies, or developing old hobbies? Do you ever proactively plan gatherings outside of school? Right? Are you being proactive in facilitating friendships? Are you inclusive? Right? Are you looking to expand your friendships or to bring new people into your friend group? Are you a loyal friend? Right? These are all things that you could check in on. Inquire about his home life. Hey, how are your parents doing? What's on their mind? What are they happy about now? What do you think's weighing them down? How's your relationship with your siblings? Do you talk with your siblings? Do you play with them? Do you do chores? Right? If your mom or dad were sitting right here, right now, what would they say that you need to work on? It's important to ask about his spiritual life. Right? Now I know that not everybody watching this pertains to any one particular faith, but here at the Heights, questions that we ask our mentees, hey, what efforts are you making to grow in your faith? How's your prayer life? Are you reading some spiritual book? Do you have any devotions that you're doing, people you're praying for, little sacrifices that you're making? Are you praying for the Pope? Are you receiving the sacraments? Are you getting to Mass? Remember that God is your Father who loves you very much, and it's important to establish a relationship. Right? So all in a spirit of freedom, but it's important to ask. You got to ask about his moral life. Right? Is he growing in a particular virtue, such as temperance? moderation, right? As it relates to phone use, electronics use, eating sweets. Ask him to rank his honesty, his integrity, right? Virtues that you think are important to check in on with this particular mentee. So that's a lot of information, and you won't have time to go through everything that I've just listed. And knowing your mentee, you'll probably have your own subcategories that you think are important to highlight and go over with them. But I think that you'll find that this approach is a handy one to keep in your toolbox and draw from on occasion. So, that being said, that's our time for this week. I want to thank you from all of us here at the Heights and Mentors Compass, and we look forward to seeing you next time.